Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today I'm going to do a flip through of my latest Dylusions Journal. I've done a flip through of the first half, so I'll link that in the description box below and show you from the middle page to the end. So this is the page I did, which I really love, for the Dina Wakley Social Media Challenge, which was I'm grateful for creativity, and I really love doing this with the fancy background stuff. A lot of the pages in this are videos that are already up on my channel, so you can go back and look for them, or they'll be coming up in the near future. This page was done for the Artful Academy for their journal playground class, which is all about lace cutting, and it was the prompt was what if. So it says better to say oops than what if, which I really liked. So this is a bit of a work in progress, and had a bit of a disaster as I was going through it, which was a good learning curve for teaching the class. This page also has a video up using the Tracy Scott paints and stamps and stencils in the background, and using those as a crown too. This is using lots of the darkroom door stencils and using the acrylic gloss sprays from Dina Wakley. This was a page done for a YouTube hop for live art journaling and self-development group. Again, this is up on YouTube, so using the masking technique and choosing figures from a magazine to work on that. These are some pages playing with the Tracy Scott stamps as well from Paper Artsy, and doing some pattern play with them. So this was after watching Tracy do a demonstration page, and then trying to do my own shape. I like it, but it was a bit hard to get that mandala-y shape happening, but it did what it needed to do. This page I was playing around with, and this second half of the journal I've got lots of sort of double pages with big pictures on them. I was sort of just in that frame of mind and playing around with the new stencil that I got. I think this is from the Crafters Workshop from Julie Fan Bolzer. This again is using some of the darkroom door stencils and masks to have fun. I love the quote, "You're my blue crayon, the one I never have enough of, the one I use to colour my sky." This is a bit odd, but there are cool pictures I found in an art magazine, and I just wanted to combine them together. So I find if I've got something really odd like that, if I put it in my journal, I'll actually look at it and find it. If I stick it in my collage bin, I'll probably forget about it. So this page went up recently on my channel, and it was all about using stencils to create your focal image. And I really loved the serendipity of these pages because it's got "The earth is music for those who listen," and "Into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul." I actually did this page first. I hadn't even looked at that page when I did this page, and I just loved the flow of the two foresty type pages, the forest creatures, and then the person to lose her mind. Yeah. This was done after doing class with Tracy Scott through Paper Artsy, and it was using alcohol inks on a transparency, which I overcooked, which is why it's bent. But it was fun playing with the stencils and doing the pattern making in the background. And then on this opposite page, I didn't really get the beautiful stencil work that I should have on my alcohol ink, because I'm just not good with alcohol inks. I need to practice. But I like the softness of the stenciling in the background. This is another YouTube hop, which is done for the live art journaling and self-development group. And this is a hidden photos page. So I've got really interesting photos of me in it. But as the video goes through and talks about, I don't have many photos of myself. So for example, this one and this one were taken by my daughters, and while they're both not the most attractive photos ever, it was interesting to see myself through my daughter's eyes and what they seem me doing, and it made me think about what I actually do. So I've got all these little hidden things. So if you don't like putting photos of yourself in your journal, this is a good way to go. It's also inspired by Jen Hall, an Australian artist. It goes by Painty Hands on YouTube. Not YouTube, sorry, on Facebook. So check her out. She's got some amazing stuff. This I really loved. I love this colour combination. It's using Dina Wakley, Sedona, Eggplant and Gilt. And it's just such a rich colour. I really loved this collage piece, so I didn't actually do much to it. I just added the flowers to it and the crown, and I like the quote that went with it. This again was inspired by Jen Hall by Painty Hands on Facebook. During all the corona stuff, she was doing live classes, free live classes. So if you go and check out her page, under her videos tab, you will see lots and lots of fabulous tutorials. And this is one which I really enjoyed doing because I don't paint florals, and it was actually easier than I thought it would be to do. This page, I really loved this image, but I didn't know what to do with it. So I just had this background which was a bit crazy, and I put her on and put some mark making, so I've got the sort of warms and cools contrasting off each other. Not sure if it's successful or not, but it worked. This one was inspired by the colour work from Lisa Oxley with her beautiful rainbow work and doing the ghosting and the stenciling on it. I really like how it came up. I love the Dina Wakley images in the middle of the book because they make them pop off the page, and I've been painting in the images a bit more these days, which I actually really like too, because it makes it a little bit more seamless to the overall piece. This page was done with all the Black Lives Matter stuff that's going on, rightly so, and still going on. I've been learning an awful lot. I've been making myself listen and learn and re-educate myself. I thought I knew lots and I know so little, so it was really important for me to put this in here to have as commitment to myself of what I needed to do in the future. This is another class piece that I did with Tracy Scott. So if you check her out, she's got lots and lots of classes. I just loved this effect. The background that she did and what she did with the stenciling and stuff was really amazing to learn, and then just doing that masking and adding over it makes it really sort of transition and seamless, which I just loved. It was such a fun class to do, so do that. This is playing with the Dylusions collage bits and pieces. I very rarely in this book use the Dylusions sprays. I did the Dylusions class, I think it's the second class, the alphabet cards that she did, and learnt a lot more about using the ink sprays. I have had them, but I'm not very successful with ink sprays. But they do give such a vibrant background, so it was fun to play with. Yeah, so I've done them. This is another page inspired by Tracy Scott. These are her cutout booklets. I need to paint over that. She does a lot of cutouts, and she's actually sold, or Paper Artsy sells, pre-cut out pages that you can decorate and do whatever you want with. So that's what one of these pages are, and instead of having it loose as 4 pages, I've actually glued them together, so I've got the effect on both sides, which I really liked. And then I taped it into my journal, so it's an add-in piece in between 2 pages. This page is another page for the Artful Academy, to do with nature, and it's just a fun, relaxing, calming piece to do, with lots of flowers. It's about the only way I can actually deal with flowers, because I'm not a green thumb, I'm a brown thumb. I kill every plant. This page I really loved. I found this shoe in a fashion magazine, which obviously made me think of Cinderella, and I found this image with beautiful eye makeup on it as well, and it just sort of all blended together to give me sort of that Cinderella vibe. And I'm probably showing my age here, but she really reminds me of when I was growing up, there was a version of Cinderella with Brandy as Cinderella, and it just reminded me of that. So it all goes together. These 2 pages is me playing around with magazine collage as well. Obviously you can see I'm in a bit of a magazine collage phase at the moment, and that's because I'm actually teaching a magazine collage class coming up this Saturday the 8th of August. So if you're watching before then, you can come join us live on the 8th. If you're watching after, the classes are still available from Bev's Crosscraft, and you can check out the link below to find out more about the classes that I'm teaching. This page, I had this fabulous image from a National Geographic, and I sort of wanted that sort of Moroccan mysterious type background, so I was playing around with some of the different stencils I had to try and create it, and I really wanted sort of this archway. I had the stencil of it, but I had to do a mask version of it, which meant I had to paint it in, so it took a little bit of playing around with, but I like the end result. I wish it sort of blended into the background here a little bit more. It's sort of, you can see here that sort of blends in. This is a little bit white here, but it's a work in progress. I'll go back at some stage maybe and think about it, how I'm going to do it. More magazine collage. It's the teacher in me. If I'm teaching a class, I do this anyway. I love doing magazine collage, but I do like to practice lots beforehand just to make sure that I'm thinking out and thinking through all my techniques, and to make sure it's possible to do in the time that I've got allocated. So yeah, more different style. I was playing around with I was really stuck this day. I didn't know what I knew I needed to create, but I didn't know what, so I just did my usual collage background, which I actually haven't done much this year. So I was just playing around with that, and then I had these images sitting around, so I thought I'd chuck those in, and because it has, I thought that quote was perfect. This year's been weird, put your art on instead, so it's been a very weird year. This is one of my recent pages. I got a whole heap of new stamps and stencils from Natalie May, who's in Adelaide. She's done a little mini version of one of my favourite stencils, so of course I had to get that. She's got this other cool mixed stencil which has got stars and chevrons and crosses on it. She's got really cool text stamps too, so it was just fun to play around with. And then I found the Dina Wakley, I think it's called the Strong Women stamp set, which I really love because they're just so sketchy. That you can sort of put them in behind and they sort of blend in, and I've drawn over the top of them, so it kind of makes you feel really accomplished, like you've drawn them, even though it's Dina Wakley and you're tracing the lines. But I like how it all blends together. This is my final page in my journal, and the printables you can see, or these 2 big pieces, are actually from James Luke Burke from his Virtual Voyage, which was his version of Patreon this year, and he did like a virtual cruise ship, and the first port of call was down the rabbit hole, so Alice in Wonderland inspired, so lots of flowers, lots of different Alices. And for Scrap FX, Jules designed this beautiful keyhole piece, and I just saw it and thought, well, they're going to go together. So a quote from Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if you can see in the background, but I've got the hearts stamped in just to give some texture to that black. And then when you flip over, you've got Alice looking at the flowers. Do you suppose she's a wildflower? And this is all James's amazing artwork. He gave it as sort of, you know, front cover to a journal or something, but I just loved, because this is the very back page. It's actually the cardboard bit. It's not the media board, so having a sticker that I could put over the whole thing and sort of blend it in, plus it just works with my Alice. Particularly, I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then, and you can see all the different types of Alices peeking through. So that's the end of my very, very, very bulky journal. I started it on the, so it's taken me about a year to finish, over a year, 18th of the 6th, 19, so I'll write my end date on that, pop it on the shelf, and I've got a new one ready to go somewhere. Yep. Got my new one. Art journal ready to go, covered with all my little little Raven ink printables, which I love. It makes me just want to pick the journal off the shelf. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.